I love a good crime story, but the one that I just read, single-handedly, the most fucked up story I've ever heard in my life. And if I had to read about it, you gotta hear about it. If you're under the age of 18, get the fuck out of here. Go to bed. Everybody else, gird your loins. You're about to clench your pearls. Let's get into it. This is a true story. It took place in a land far, far away, Arkansas. So what had happened was this man wiped out almost his entire family and nobody noticed for days. 1 week before Christmas, a former military veteran carried out one of the most horrifying family massacres in U.S. history. This story is so disturbing that the police officers who worked the case said they never recovered from it. In 1987, a man in Arkansas unalived 14 of his family members, then calmly went into town like nothing happened. His name was Ronald Gene Simmons. He was born July 15th, 1940, and this took place in Rural Pope County near Dover, Arkansas. He was a former U.S. Air Force Master Sergeant. People in the community described him as controlling, extremely strict, isolated, intimidating, and obsessed with power over his family. There were also disturbing allegations of abuse and incest with his daughter Shayla. By 1987, Gene had retired from the military and was living in a rundown rural property called Mockingbird Hill with multiple children and grandchildren packed into the home. So here's the timeline of what happened. On December the 22nd, 1987, the killings began. The massacre started just before Christmas. The first victims were his son, Gene Simmons Jr., his wife, Rebecca, and their infant daughter, Barbara. Ronald shot them at the family property. Then he moved through the house, killing more family members one by one. Victims included Sheila, his daughter, the one that incest, Loretta, his wife, Eddie Simmons, Marianne Simmons, Becky Simmons, and several grandchildren. Some were shot, some were strangled, and some were drowned. One of the most horrifying details, he reportedly kept bodies hidden inside the home while waiting for more family members to arrive for Christmas. So over the next day or two, more relatives arrived to the house for holiday visits, completely unaware that anything was going on. When they arrived, he murdered them too. Police later found bodies stacked in rooms, bodies buried on the property, children hidden under blankets. In total, 14 family members were unalived at the property. Age ranged from toddler to adults. On December 28, 1987, after killing nearly his entire family, he shaved his face, put on some clean clothes, left the house, and drove into town. That's the part that absolutely terrifies people about this case because he was acting completely normal. Psychopath. So whenever he went into town, he made a first stop at a law office and he shot a lady named Kathy Kendrick. Then he went to a convenience store and another office. He targeted people that he believed had embarrassed him, rejected him, wronged him in the past. Additional victims include J.D. Chaffin and Patty Chaffin. Several others were wounded. So let me tell you how it all ended. After the shootings, Ronald simply walked into a restaurant, sat down calmly drinking coffee. A police officer approached him. Gene reportedly said, "I've got everybody who wanted to hurt me." He surrendered without resistance. Why did he do it, you ask? The question still haunts everyone in this case. Investigators believe he felt rejected by society. He was angry at family members. He wanted total control. He feared abandonment. He blamed others for his failures. Many experts also believed he was a deeply abusive narcissist who viewed his family as possessions rather than people. The timing around Christmas appeared intentional. He knew the entire family would gather together. Damn. Police entered the home and described it as one of the worst crime scenes they had ever seen. Arkansas had never seen anything like it. Gene showed up almost no emotion during the trial. He was sentenced to death. Rightfully so. So here's another disturbing detail about the case. He refused to appeal it because he wanted to be executed. He was executed on June 25th, 1990 in Arkansas. He became the first person ever executed by lethal injection in Arkansas history. And to this day, many investigators still call it the worst family massacre in modern American history. I told you it was one of the most fucked up stories you'll ever hear. Anyways, I gotta go. I'll call you back later. Bye.